Hey everyone, welcome back to us following the Spector team on their victory in the 2022 USBCs. We're taking a look at their semifinal match against the Rosenthal team, where they currently hold about a 50 imp lead going into the third segment. Let's look at the hands for today. Alright, so taking a look at the scorecard here, we see that Spector picks up another 11 imps in this segment. So they will have won the first 3 segments of play, which puts them in a substantial lead. I notice a couple of slam hands. The one in particular that jumps out to me is board 35, where one of the pairs bid and made a grand slam. In the open room, Kevin Dwyer and Shan Wang got to 7 no trump, whereas in the open room, or in the closed room, Vince Des Moines and John Kraniak only reached 6 spades. So I think let's take a look at that hand first. Let's look at the 6 spade auction to start off. So, unfavorable in second seat, West opens a spade. The hand has 17 high card points. It's probably not quite strong enough to open 2 clubs if you're playing a strong 2 club bid. Oh, I'm not even here yet. There I am. Great. So, and additionally, with 2 suited hands, it's very difficult to convey both of your suits and show your hand if you start with an artificial 2 club opener. So 1 spade seems for choice here. East bids 2 clubs. This, once again, just an artificial game forcing bid. 2 diamonds by West. Not alerted, but maybe this is, again, artificial, looking for more information, and East bids 2 spades. So this hand could have 3 spades, 4 hearts, 4 diamonds, and 2 clubs in distribution. That would be the doubleton club type hand. But we found a spade fit. So West bids 5 diamonds, or 3 diamonds, which shows 5 diamonds and extra values. 3 hearts by East was alerted as he thinks asking for shortness. 3 no trump shows a short heart. 4 clubs by East looks like a Q bid to me. Always bid your cheapest Q bids up the line. 4 no trump asking for key cards. 5 diamonds showing 1 or 4. 5 hearts asking for the queen. 5 spades, no queen, and then 6 spades. So from West's perspective, I mean, we have all of the key cards, and East has showed a game-forcing hand, but without the spade queen, we are going to have some problems playing in a Grand Slam, because it looks like we're going to need the spade suit to come home for our contract to make. And since we know that partner only has 3 spades, he would have made a 4-card or longer limit raise, or not limit raise, game forcing raise with like a 2 no trump bid or 3 clubs, depending on what kind of system they're playing, to show that kind of hand. We know we only have an 8-card spade fit, so we're really going to need the spade finesse, and additionally, missing the 10 of spades and maybe even the 9, we might also need the suit to split 3-2 for us to make a Grand Slam, whereas in a small slam, all we're going to need is 3-2 trumps and a little help with our diamond suit. Now, we don't know where that help's going to come from. Maybe we can rough diamonds in the dummy. Maybe partner's clubs. Partner has Cuban and clubs. We'll provide some discards from our hand. Maybe partner's long hearts. Well, we don't know that partner has hearts, but maybe partner's hearts could provide some discards. Or partner could have some diamond support as well, like the king of diamonds. So this looks like a very natural contract to reach, and I guess let's take a look at the play and the defense. So from North's perspective, what all went on in this auction? West showed spades and diamonds, East showed basically nothing, and West showed shortness and hearts. So I would expect a club lead from North, just hearing the auction, and taking a look at North's hand, it also makes sense to lead a club. That is our strongest suit. East is the only one who showed a club control, and West showing shortness and hearts probably makes it sound like we have at most one heart trick, but more likely they have the ace of hearts somewhere and we have no heart tricks. So club seems to be the most natural. That's what we get. And Declare has a little bit of work to do, not too much, but he needs to do something about his diamonds. There is a potential diamond loser because we're missing the queen, and we can't just ruff all of our diamonds if we plan on playing trumps. Also, Declare needs to do something about the spades because he has a potential queen of spades loser. This hand does look a bit complicated to play. I suspect what I would do is, wow, I actually see so many different potential lines of play. I mean, we could try and rough out the heart suit and set up hearts in the dummy to discard our diamond. We could just cash the ace king of spades, and if spades split 3-2, if the queen falls, then we can just give up the diamond queen, play ace king of diamonds, jack of diamonds, for example, or take a diamond finesse, one of those. And if the queen of spades doesn't fall, then we can play king ace of diamonds, ruff a diamond, and hope that the diamond suit comes in. The most natural thing to me looks to be to play the ace king of spades and then think. So let's see what Declare does. He wins the ace of clubs, plays the ace of spades, plays the king of spades, and now that he sees there is a spade loser, he needs to not lose any diamond tricks. On the surface, the best line to do that would be to play king of diamonds, diamond to the ace, and ruff a diamond. This picks up queen doubleton in either hand. It also works when the diamonds are 3-3. So let's see if that's what he does. Okay, so a slight improvement to this is to first go after hearts, because hearts could provide enough discards. If the queen of hearts comes down in 3 rounds, then after ace king of hearts a heart ruff, we will have 2 heart winners in the dummy. And that will discard 2 of our diamonds, and then we'll still have a trump to be able to ruff the last diamond. So this is definitely a small improvement on the line of just playing on diamonds specifically. So Declare does ruff the heart, the queen of hearts does come down, and now Declare has 12 tricks, losing only the spade queen. Okay, that looks like a pretty reasonable and normal result. I don't see any unusual decisions in the auction. It feels like East-West were on the same page. They found the heart shortness, and then after keycard and identifying that they were off the spade queen, they decided to settle in 6 spades. So let's see what happened at the other table. Okay, so I kind of did mention this in the last recap that it looked like this East-West pair was playing a precision system. So one club is a strong, artificial 16 or more high card point bid. East bids 1 no trump, showing 5 hearts with 12 or more high card points. So they're already game forcing. And kind of the downside of this 1 no trump bid is that often responder in these precision type auctions is not going to want to be Declare, and 1 no trump will wrong side a no trump contract a lot of the time. But it might right side a heart contract, so there are advantages and disadvantages to this. Either way, 1 no trump, 12 or more high card points, opposite 16 or more, such a rare bid to make that there's definitely some reason for using this bid to show hearts. So West bids 2 spades, natural, showing spades, and East fight shows spade support. 4 clubs by West is a serious Q bid. Okay, so West is saying, I'm very interested in slam unless you have like a dead minimum with really nothing else to say. Please help support and show your hand. So East bids 4 no trump key card. Taking a look at East's hand, I think this makes a lot of sense. When we're looking at a hand where all we're missing is the key cards, normally we want to be the one to bid key card ourselves. And so from East's perspective, he's missing the ace of diamonds, he's missing the ace of clubs, he's missing the ace king queen of spades. So he can get all of the information out of the auction by bidding key card and having his partner respond. Taking a look at West's hand on the converse side of things, West doesn't really want to bid key card. I know he did at the other table, and it kind of made sense in their auction, but West knows that the only things he can find out about his partner's hand are the ace of hearts and queen of spades. He can't find out about the king of clubs from bidding key card. He can't find out about the king queen of diamonds from bidding key card. So West would prefer, if he doesn't have enough information, to actually just Q bid all the way up to slam, whereas East would prefer to bid key card and find out about all the aces. So okay, East bids key card, West shows 1 or 4, he has 4. East bids 5 diamonds, asking about the spade queen, and West says 5 spades, no spade queen. And East now bids 6 spades. So at this point, East has made the decision for the partnership to bid a slam and has said 6 spades. He was captain when he bid 4 no trump, and it's important to understand who's the captain in most of these auctions, because they're the one who really should have the final say in placing the contract. So West bidding 7 diamonds over 6 spades is very unusual, and you should probably almost never do this. But let's take a look at what West was thinking on this particular hand. So he knows that after the 5 diamond bid, when he denies the spade queen and his partner still bids a slam, he knows that they have all of the aces. So he knows that the only card that they're missing is the spade queen. That means that he has some sort of leverage in being able to push the contract a little further. And in this case, he decided, oh, if the spades don't come home, is it possible to still make a grand slam? Well, his decision seems to be yes, that if his partner has a diamond fit, then maybe partner's long hearts will provide discards for his own spades. He would need 3 discards from partner's 5 or longer card heart suit. But if partner has a hand like the ace king queen of hearts and the king queen of diamonds, he may also need the king of clubs, I'm not certain. But in that sort of scenario, he'll be able to pull trumps and diamonds, use all of partner's hearts to discard his spades and maybe even his club loser, and then he won't even have to worry about the spade queen as a potential defensive trick. Now that's a very specific hand for East to hold, but we do need to remember that East did make one sort of very indicative bid, which was 4 no trump over the 4 club series Q bid. East had 4 diamonds and 4 hearts available to him, and instead just elected to leap all the way to key card after hearing just one bid from his partner. Now, taking a look at East's hand, this bid makes a lot of sense, but a lot of the time, the captain of the auction wants to be relatively certain that he's going to be able to place the final contract, and after learning about partners' key cards in these key card auctions. So to do that, East would really need a source of tricks somewhere, and given that East had showed a long heart suit in the auction, West probably thinks that East has a source of tricks and hearts. And he kind of does. Ace, King, Jack, 9, 5th, is close to a source of tricks. But maybe West was hoping for slightly better hearts for the jump to key card, missing all of the spade honors, and so many aces, that West just decided, hey, I think we still have a chance at a grand slam. Maybe in the worst case scenario, we will need to take a spade finesse, but hopefully that will be okay. At least we'll be about 50-50 to make the hand. So okay, West bids 7 diamonds, and East now, probably needs to do some thinking, but we'll speed that up. So East just bids 7 hearts, he has no diamond fit, suggesting that hearts might be a good slam contract. West tries 7 spades to say, okay, I looked for diamonds, that didn't work, let's try 7 spades. And East says, let's play in 7 no trump. And I think 7 no trump's a great bid. Well, it's probably a little tough, but I could imagine 7 no trump being the right bid. Now, East, who probably expects his partner has spades and diamonds at this point, may think, well, roughing diamonds in my hand could provide an extra trick in the spade contract, but East also knows that they're missing the queen of spades, and that they're going to have to pull 3 rounds of trump, in which case it won't be possible to rough diamonds in his hand. Now, a bit of that is offset by the possibility of roughing diamonds with the spade 10, because even before pulling trumps, that 10 of spades might just be high enough where it doesn't get over-roughed. So I think it's a tough decision for East, but of course he's been put in this very difficult spot from his partner, who went a little rogue and bid 7 diamonds over 6 spades. Okay, so East elects to bid 7 no trump. He's hoping that maybe his hearts will be good enough to provide some extra tricks and they won't need to take the spade finesse. And, I think one of the positive things to note about this is that all the way back in the opening bids of the auction, East bid a no trump. So he's saying, I'm bidding 7 no trump, this contract's on me. So if 7 spades was right, at least you don't have to suffer through playing 7 no trump when I've made the wrong bid. Good partner there that does that. So let's take a look at the prospects for the defense. Once again, West seems to have showed spades and diamonds on this auction. East has showed hearts. I would expect a club lead. I think that makes the most sense. South does lead a club. 9 of clubs is a little interesting, but I will say that for the most part, against grand slams, and small slams as well, you tend to turn off a lot of opening lead type signals. It's far more useful to the defenders if you make all of your standard count signals and opening lead signals in these grand slams when you're never going to win a trick anymore during the auction or during the play. So you're just giving away information to declare, whereas if you just kind of make a random spot card lead, your partner might not be clued in exactly as to what's going on, but neither will declare. And so it can be helpful to make these leads like this every once in a while. But okay, from declarer's perspective, off the top, all we can count is 8 tricks. So I wouldn't say that 3 no trump would be in jeopardy, but we would need to knock out a card for a 9th trick in that contract. And yet here we are, we need to take 13. Now that can happen in a variety of ways, but both diamonds and spades, and hearts for that matter, only provide 3 extra tricks, so that would get our total up to 11. We're going to need multiple of these suits to come home for us to make our contract. So what does that mean? I guess that means we're going to want to take the spade finesse, since that suit is the most likely way that we collect our extra tricks. But there are some entry problems. I mean, in an ideal world, what we would want to do is leave the ace of clubs in dummy for a late entry to maybe take a diamond finesse through to the 9, if we, for example, find out that North has long diamonds for some reason. But we also want to cash the ace of spades before taking a spade finesse. Then we need to cross back to our hand somehow. It looks like entries are tight, and maybe we just can't afford this very remote possibility that we're actually playing a diamond to the 9 on the first round. So I would expect to duck a club to the king, maybe. Cash the spade ace, play a diamond to the king, take a spade finesse, and run some spades. It does look a little dicey, but that's probably the line of play that I may have taken. So okay, Declare here decides to win the ace of clubs, cashes the ace of spades, plays a diamond to the king. Yep, I think this is all what I said. And now elects to go after diamonds. So let's think about why Declare might go after diamonds instead of spades first. If the diamonds come home, then Declare gets 3 discards from his own hand. He can discard, I guess, a club, a heart, and a spade. And then he can say, cash the king of clubs. And maybe he'll have a decent count on the hand and know whether or not he wants to take a spade finesse at that point, or just play a spade to the king and take a heart finesse, hoping that one of those suits comes home in the end. It's hard to say. I feel like I would play on spades first, which does seem to reach basically the same conclusion. Maybe Declare's plan was always to play a diamond to the ace here, no matter what happened between the opponent's hands. So had South followed with a small diamond on this trick, he would not have taken the finesse, cashed the diamond ace, and if the queen of diamonds fell, he would have his extra tricks. And if not, then he would need tricks in both hearts and spades to make his contract. Yeah, once again, difficult to say what Declare was thinking, but this is not a great contract to be in. But once the queen of diamonds pops up, Declare has a decent chance. Oh, he throws 2 hearts. And surely this has to be a spade discard, yes. So I'm not sure I'm in love with discarding 2 hearts from East's hand. We do maintain this extra 6 of clubs as some sort of club threat, but we've given up on the possibility of taking 4 heart tricks. Nonetheless, it seems like Declare may have committed himself to taking a spade finesse later in this hand. He plays a club to the king, and does take the spade finesse. So that is 13 tricks, and I would say probably not a deserved 13 imps to the Rosenthal team, but sometimes you just get a little lucky. Let's take a quick look at board 42. I noticed there's a different opening lead, and maybe that is the reason for this giant slam swing, but that is the largest swing in this segment. So let's jump in and see what's going on. Holy cow. What a crazy hand. All right, well, let's get into it. So South in second seat. So okay, East with 6-5 in the red suits, probably not a good enough hand to open in any way. I suppose a bid that you could consider would be opening some sort of weak bid in hearts, either 2 hearts or 3 hearts. First seat, equal vulnerability, but that loses sight of your diamond suit, and your diamond suit is just so much stronger than the heart suit that you would prefer to make like a Michael's Q bid of 2 spades, or have your partner open so that maybe you can bid hearts and then bid diamonds later to show both suits. Yeah, I like the decision to pass, and South opens a club in second seat, which leaves West with a bit of a conundrum. It is definitely possible for West to make a preemptive bid in clubs, at least for most partnerships. You know, a 3 club, 4 club, or even 5 club bid would be preemptive here. West elects not to do that, and I think this is a very sensible and grounded decision that your partner in first seat couldn't find an opening bid, the opponents do open your suit. Although South might only have a 3-card club suit, or maybe 2 cards, depending on what they do systemically, it is possible that South has long clubs, and you might just be getting doubled and going for a large number. It's also possible that you don't really want to give away the information that you have long clubs to the opponents. On a hand like this, you expect them to find some sort of fit, major suit fit probably, and end up playing in game. And if they know that you have 8 clubs, then they'll be able to guess every single other honor. They'll be able to finesse your partner for the heart queen. They'll be able to finesse your partner for the diamond queen. So yeah, it does make a lot of sense to not come in with clubs here in this auction. But I think it's also reasonable to stick in a preempt. Maybe 3 clubs would be good enough for what you have. Okay, so North bids a spade. East bids a no trump, showing both red suits. This is pretty common by a past hand, where a 1 no trump overcall can't be 15 to 17 anymore, otherwise you have opened. So this is just takeout for the other 2 suits. South bids 3 spades. He has some extras. And North bids 3 no trump, which is apparently asking for shortness. Conventionally, South bids 4 diamonds, showing short diamonds. North bids 5 clubs. Looks like, is it exclusion or is this a Q bid? It's hard to tell given that South has opened a club in this auction. A lot of the times partnerships play that you can't bid exclusion in the suit that your partner opened. But if this is exclusion, 5 hearts must indicate an even number of key cards. Otherwise, maybe 5 clubs is just a Q bid, 5 hearts is a Q bid, and North elects to try 6 spades. I think very reasonable. If you know your partner has short diamonds, you have no diamond losers, well, at least off the top, and you're going to need to rough some, but hopefully the suit will come in eventually. And then over 5 hearts, presuming that that is a heart Q bid, it looks like our hearts are kind of well stopped. Our club void is nice. Our spades are excellent. We do even have a 5th spade, which wasn't promised in this auction. So I like the decision to end in 6 spades. And on defense, this is going to be a tough one, I would say. I think I would lead a heart from West's hand, but I could certainly see leading, well, I don't want to lead a club, but I could definitely see leading like the ace of spades and a spade. I think that would be reasonable as well. But okay, I mean, we have a singleton heart, we have a trump trick. Let's just lead our singleton. Ooh, wait, East is on lead. Ha! Okay, let's step back for a second. So East is on lead, and from East's perspective, East does not have a trump trick. So East is looking for 2 tricks for the defense to beat this contract. Now, South has showed a heart control, I believe, with the 5 heart bid on this auction. And South has showed diamond shortness, and it is alerted and explained. So a diamond from East seems a little odd to me. Now, the obvious benefit of leading a diamond is if we do have a diamond to cash, then we need to take it now, otherwise South's diamond shortness might go away. But with that said, okay, I see what East is thinking. So East elected to lead the 8 of diamonds, right? A more natural lead would have been the Jack or the 10 if they're playing Rusno. So East was hoping his partner had the ace of clubs as the defensive trick. And then when his partner won the ace of diamonds, or not the ace of clubs, hopefully his partner has the ace of diamonds. And if his partner can win the ace of diamonds, then the 8 will hopefully function as a suit preference signal so that he can get a club ruff. So that looks to be like what East was trying to do with his opening lead. It's maybe a bit rich for my taste here. Given that our hand's a little distributional, I think on this auction, it really feels to me on this auction that, so South showed diamond shortness and North bid 5 clubs, right? Indicating that he's worried about hearts. because North would bid either 4 hearts or 4 no trump. If he didn't have, or if he had a heart control. But since North bid 5 clubs instead, it's saying he doesn't have a heart control. Now sure, South bids 5 hearts, and this is a Q bid, and we understand that if we lead a heart, we're giving up our chance at diamond to the ace, club ruff. But it really feels to me like North is much more scared of hearts on this auction. And when the opponents are scared of some suit that we can lead, I would probably choose that as my opening lead. But I understand what East is doing. I think it's also very reasonable. I mean, a lot of the times in these imp deals, you need to count to a certain number of tricks defensively, and East found a way where his side could get 2 defensive tricks, and he tried for it. So definitely a reasonable alternative. I might have been a little less brazen and gone with the heart lead, but a diamond lead makes sense. So from Declare's perspective, he's pretty happy with the diamond lead now. He can discard a diamond on the ace of clubs and will only need to ruff 2 diamonds. Therefore, it seems most natural to win this and start pulling trumps. So Declare does win. And, okay, he elects to ruff a diamond immediately. This line of play probably also makes some sense. We can... Sure, yeah. So Declare sees he needs to ruff 2 diamonds, and he can do so with high trumps even. So he elects to ruff with the 9 of spades, and this is excellently played so far from Declare, because the king, queen, jack, and 8 are good enough to deal with a 4-0 spade split. And now Declare gets to safely play a spade to the king. If this holds the trick, he will ruff another diamond high, and then proceed to pull all the trumps, use the ace of hearts as a late entry towards the ace of clubs, where he can discard his diamond loser. So a spade comes to the ace, a club gets led, Declare ruffs. This is extra cautious by Declare, but it really pays off here. When the clubs are 8-0 between the opponent's hands, there was no risk in this line of play, and I'm sure Declare was very surprised when East showed out on this trick. But now he's able to claim, he can announce ruffing a diamond, pulling trumps, and discarding his last diamond on the ace of clubs. So pretty simple to play the hand after an opening diamond lead, well done by Declare. Let's take a look at what happened at the other table. At this table, East in first seat does elect to open 2 hearts. And I talked about this a little bit, that this is a perfectly fine hand to make an opening preempt. Obviously, the downside is that you're never showing your diamond suit in this kind of auction, but sometimes you just want to show one of your suits at least before you get completely shut out. South has nothing to say over 2 heart bid. 3 clubs is just way too rich. Not enough clubs. The suit quality is not exactly great. Too much defensive stuff in hearts. The hand is not a good hand. And West bids 3 clubs. This was not alerted, so normally this would be a forcing bid. Maybe that makes sense from East's perspective, but it would make a little more sense to me if this was a non-forcing bid, where East-West just allow for themselves to bid a new suit after a preempt. I mean, West can of course hold a distributional hand as well, and thinks that let's increase the preempt and bid my own suit. Maybe I will get some lead directing value out of it. Anyway, so North here has a huge hand. Sure, the queen third of hearts does not look great from his perspective, but he is 5-5 with a void in clubs that West has bid, and 14 high card points. So he comes in with 3 spades. I wonder what double would have meant from North. Maybe that would have been a way to bring both spades and diamonds into the picture. But yeah, 3 spades makes a lot of sense. When we have a 5-card major, normally we want to bid it. Most of the time when we make takeout doubles, they tend to show 4 cards in the major suits. So we might miss a fit, like a 5-3 fit if that was the case. So 3 spades makes sense. East has nothing to say. He's really excited that they didn't get doubled in 3 clubs. And South comes back in with 4 clubs to show a good hand and spade support. North bids 4 diamonds, South bids 4 no trump. Yeah, sometimes when both of the opponents bid, you just get to bid keycard later in the auction. It's pretty unusual, but it does happen. North shows 2 keycards with a spade queen, and South bids 6 spades. Looks like a well-judged auction by North-South here. So once again, East is on opening lead, and this auction feels a little different to me. At this point, neither opponent has cubed hearts, although South has implicitly showed a heart control by bidding 4 no trump over 4 diamonds. So I'm probably a little less inclined to lead a diamond, but I think we're kind of in the same boat as we were at the other table, where East on opening lead needs to find a way to get 2 tricks, and he could see the exact same thing that East could see at the other table, which is that an opening diamond lead, if it does go to the ace, he could get a club ruff. But at this table, he elects to lead a heart. And this 2 of hearts, I think this makes a lot of sense. Once again, the 2 of hearts seems to indicate that he's looking for a club ruff, because systemically, they're probably playing some sort of 3rd and 5th leads, or 3rd from even, low from odd, something like that. But either way, he has the 10-9 sequence and elects to lead the deuce. This seems like a very clear suit preference signal. So if the key card that North-South were missing was the ace of hearts, then his partner could win and give him a club ruff. Okay. In this case, Declare wins the ace of hearts and now needs to think, because he still has these, well, 3 diamond losers to deal with, because he has the club ace to take care of one of them. And he needs to pull trumps somehow. So if Declare leads a diamond to the ace and ruffs a diamond small, he could then play a spade up, but the defenders would be able to play ace of spade spade, pulling some trumps in this line of play. So Declare really will need a bunch of hand entries if he wants to ruff his diamonds before pulling trumps, and that will strand the club ace in dummy. So it looks to me like Declare is going to need to risk cashing the club ace before embarking on this cross ruff line. And that can be very, very dangerous. Yeah, Declare doesn't even have a heart entry because he knows the hearts are 6-1 from the opening preempt. So I wonder if Declare needs to take a diamond finesse. Yeah, it's getting a little desperate, I would say. It feels really like Declare is going to need to take a diamond finesse on this hand. But let's see what he elects to do. He goes after trumps immediately. The ace of spades wins. The club comes back, which gets ruffed. And Declare does pull the 2nd trump, but now he can only ruff 2 diamonds. So he gets 1 discard, he can ruff 2 diamonds, therefore he's going to need to take a diamond finesse for his contract. And there it is, diamond to the queen. When that doesn't hold, he's just down 1. So yeah, just a kind of a cute little auction here. Both sides were able to reach 6 spades, which I think is a great contract. Single dummy and even double dummy once you understand that the hearts and clubs are not splitting all that well. But at one table, they got a little aggressive with the opening lead, and it cost them a slam swing. So going back to the scorecard, a couple of swings. The 7 no trump that the Rosenthal team was able to bid and make in the open room was not a great contract, and they got very lucky that they didn't go down and give up 13 imps the other way for a slam swing, or I guess 17 imps for a slam swing. And then on board 42, just, I would say, a difficult opening lead choice, and the player for the Rosenthal team just guessed wrong. And he needed to go a little more passively rather than aggressively with the opening lead, and that cost them another large swing. So Spector, I would say, a bit unlucky, given that 7 no-trump deal, that they only picked up 11 imps in this segment, but they're still well ahead of their opponents. And that's going to wrap up the segment for today. I hope you enjoyed, and join me again tomorrow as we take a look at some hands from the 4th segment of the match. See you then.